Hello and welcome to Shamelessly Arguing with Vegans. This is a free book that I have authored after experiencing several arguments from several people over the last few years of my being a vegan and trying to be an outreacher or an activist in my own way. But even if you aren't one, even if you aren't an activist, and you just talk against animal cruelty, as long as you are talking about dogs and cats as pets, you'll be supported. But if you talk about any other creature, especially farm animals, there will be widespread dissent against you instead of against the perpetrators. And you'll be checked, cautioned, told to not shame them. Today somebody said, a protester against climate change told me, don't shame people just because I mentioned that we're an ethical organization and we don't accept any kind of discrimination based on DNA against any human or any other animal, and therefore we can't eat them at our events. So think about it. Why does this happen? Why are vegans blamed and shamed and argued against? So to inspire you today, I have a small message to start with, Laxmi Oracle. Laxmi Oracle. I love oracles and tarot decks since many years. My sister had introduced me to these, and then I went on to become a prominent expert of tarot and a teacher, and did some TV and radio shows in India and started India's first vegan store. So let me see what the cards are saying. The god of medicine has come, Dhanvantri. Now, Dhanvantri is supposed to be a angel sort of a being, a god that emerged from the churning of the cosmic ocean. The cosmic ocean is the galaxy, Milky Way, not really an ocean of milk, of breast milk or anything. It's the Milky Way galaxy. It's churned, and out of it comes various angelic beings, higher dimensional beings, including Laxmi. And along with Laxmi had come this god of medicine called Dhanvantri, who had nectar of immortality. If you consume, you won't fall ill. In a way, you could say that that could be veganism as well. You can avert most, if not all, illnesses, diseases, and disorders, especially the disorders of our mind and antisocial personalities that we have become, cruel, unchangeable. And once you get off those drugs that are called meat, dairy, and eggs, changes happen. So that is a wonderful message to inspire us. And now let me see what the universe is throwing in the form of arguments from this book that I've written. The devil now, not God, says, you're mutilating the plant if you eat a part of it. Leaf, fruit, they feel pain. So it's worse than eating animals, so I'm not going to be a vegan now. This is a ridiculous argument, isn't it? But we hear this all the time. So I had read this book called The Secret Life of Plants by some geniuses. A Bengali scientist had written that. And I'm not a Bengali or anything, but I had read it because I was researching on whether plants actually feel pain. And he had made lots of arguments that plants are sentient and they sense things. Well, even my mobile phone senses my movements or fingerprints or something like that. Some light bulbs sense our movements, and some are heat sensitive instruments, biometrics. They are not having a soul. They are machines. And although plants aren't machines, they have life in them, but they haven't been given the ability to run away and safeguard themselves if we cut them or trim them or take away their fruits because of a reason. They're designed by nature in a very intelligent way. It's not a foolish design. It's because they really do not feel the pain of mutilation. They don't possess the nerve endings and the neurons of pain receptors. So please reflect upon it. Is a chemical reaction or sensitivity the same as feeling emotional pain and suffering of our body through our mind, through our own ego? I'm using the word ego because ego is not a bad thing. Through our individual self-defenses that we have to protect our body, our face, our skin. We have our self-defenses, and plants have self-defenses too. But we as animals also have an individual in us, a consciousness, experiencing and understanding and realizing things. Okay? It could be that we have a heart, we have a brain, we have neurons, pain receptors. It may be that I'm completely wrong. I'm not saying that I know everything, but this is as far as science have taught us. And there's no conclusive study saying that plants feel pain, so I'll leave it there. But let us not forget that we are not plants, we are animals. So if someone slaps you or hits you, I'm not going to say, oh no, that cucumber felt pain too. So think about it. It sounds very ridiculous if we say that if the house is on fire, I'm going to first save a cucumber, then save a cat or a dog or a human being inside. So same thing applies to a lamb, a cow, sheep, a pig, or chicken or turkey. There's no difference between us and them, and we can understand that very well. They have free will, we have free will, and to respect each other's free will is very, very necessary. And that's, to me, what being a Wiccan was. Harm none, do as you will. That means you can exercise your free will, but not impose your free will on others, to harm them psychologically, financially, physically, to exploit them economically, to enslave them, to rape or sexually abuse them to produce babies and to kill those babies. These are not small crimes. These are very big crimes against nature. And whether or not your religion or your governments recognize it as a crime, it still is one. So let's do that then. Let's try reflecting upon what Dhanvantari has also taught us today. Medicine. Let thy food be thy medicine. That's also what a very famous Hippocratean scientist had said. Hippocrates, and we still take that oath in medicine, the Hippocratean oath. So we know that whether or not our doctors advise it, but God, which is our own good sense, is telling us this. Our own heart, our own soul, our own consciousness is telling us this. So we'll leave it to you to churn the galactic ocean in your own time. And I hope this inspires you today, and see you next time.